Back in 2020, Apple did something unexpected. They introduced the iPhone 12 mini, a smaller, lighter smartphone designed for a very specific audience. It was sleek, compact, and packed with almost everything its bigger sibling, the iPhone 12, had to offer. But here's the twist. Despite all its unique qualities, the mini iPhones didn't do well. So why didn't these little iPhones sell well? And why did Apple pull the plug on the lineup altogether after just 2 years? To understand the story of the mini iPhones, we need to rewind a bit. For years, smartphones just kept getting bigger. As users demanded larger displays for streaming, gaming, and multitasking, phone manufacturers followed suit, releasing phones that seemed to grow with every new model. But not everyone was happy with this trend. A small vocal group of users longed for the compact designs of older iPhones, like the 4, 5, or the 6. Phones that fit comfortably in one hand and didn't feel like carrying around a small tablet. Apple saw an opportunity to cater to this niche demand, and in 2020, they launched the iPhone 12 mini. A year later, they doubled down with the iPhone 13 mini, promising improved battery life and even better camera performance. On paper, the iPhone 12 mini seemed like a dream come true for compact phone enthusiasts. Flagship-level specs, all packed into a 5.4-inch design. It featured the same A14 Bionic chip, the same dual camera system, and the same ceramic shield as the standard iPhone 12. Then came the iPhone 13 mini, which took things even further, refining the concept with slightly better battery life and the upgraded A15 Bionic chip. But, as we've seen time and time again, even great products can fail if the market isn't ready, or just isn't interested. That's not to say they didn't have their strengths. Take the cameras for instance. The cameras on the iPhone 12 mini and 13 mini were surprisingly capable. With Apple's renowned image processing, they delivered stunning photos, with accurate colors, excellent dynamic range, and impressive low-light performance. For video, both models supported smooth 4K recording, making them great for capturing memories or creating content on the go. In a compact form factor, this level of camera performance was nothing short of remarkable. Despite their impressive engineering, the mini models just didn't sell well. The 12 mini accounted for less than 5% of iPhone 12 sales during its launch quarter. And while the 13 mini performed slightly better, it still lagged far behind Apple's larger offerings. So, why didn't the minis work? First, the market had moved on. Sure, there were nostalgic fans of smaller phones, but the majority of users had fully embraced larger displays. For most, their smartphone wasn't just a communication tool anymore. It was their go-to device for streaming, gaming, and working. A bigger screen wasn't just a luxury anymore, it was essential. And when users compared the mini to its larger siblings, the 5.4-inch display just felt cramped. Typing, gaming, reading, even the little day-to-day tasks became less practical in such a compact design. And while some users loved the mini for its portability, for most, it just didn't hold up in real-world use. Second, the mini models faced a fundamental physics problem: battery size. A smaller phone meant a smaller battery. And while Apple's optimizations were impressive, the 12 mini and 13 mini just couldn't match the endurance of their larger counterparts. For heavy users, especially those used to all-day performance, the minis often fell short. And then there was the pricing issue. Sure, the minis were cheaper than the larger iPhones, but not by much. For just a little more money, users could upgrade to a bigger screen and better battery life. On the other hand, for those on a tighter budget, older models like the iPhone 11 offered great value without the trade-off in size. By 2022, Apple decided to discontinue the mini series altogether. Even with the improvements in the 13 mini, like better battery life and upgraded cameras, the market just wasn't big enough to keep the lineup alive. Instead, Apple shifted its focus to larger devices, even launching the iPhone 14 Plus to meet the growing demand for big screens. The mini iPhones were bold experiments that showed Apple's willingness to cater to niche audiences. But in a world that prioritizes bigger displays and all-day battery life, the minis just couldn't carve out their place. The iPhone 12 mini and 13 mini remain reminders that innovation isn't always about bigger or faster. It's also about creating thoughtful, compact devices. Unfortunately, in this case, smaller didn't turn out to be better. What do you think? Were the mini iPhones a brilliant idea ahead of their time? or just a marketing misstep? Let me know in the comments below.